Welcome to the Chip and Drip 76er halftime show on AAT Sports Network.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sixers halftime show here on the Chip and Drip usual Monday night. We decided it's going to be a little too late afterwards, so we're doing the halftime thing right now. It is currently 54-41 at the half, and the Sixers are at home. And they are playing like they're about 117 years old.
Total
I am
age.
Chip at Chip for the Birds. This is JD at Oracle from the D2N podcast LLC. I got it right. First half thoughts. What do you got?
I told y'all. I told them. I told y'all on the spaces. Anytime Doc Rivers is up 3-1, it is a bad omen. He has proven to us multiple times that he cannot handle a lead. He will take his foot off the gas, and his guys look like they're a combined average age of 91 years old apiece. Like, even Maxey's looking slow out there, and he's like the youngest.
But JD, that only matters in the second series. The first series, it's going to be fine. It's going to be no problem, right?
No, bro. It's anytime it's 3-1. I told everybody on spaces. I got on there with T. Will, my boy Prince, and even with Vance Crew. I told those guys, I said, listen, dog, my issue isn't that Doc Rivers had coached a bad game last game. The issue was that they didn't close the game out. You never let a team that's scrappy like that stick around, even if they don't have a superstar, because they can make things a lot more difficult. Where Joel should be getting rest, he's now probably not going to get that rest. Now they got to go. They're going to have another game at home, and then possibly having to go back to Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how it goes down. So I'm upset right now. I'm mad. I don't want to be right. I told everybody I don't want to be right. I just know Doc Rivers. Glenn,
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that gets me. They go to Toronto, and the whole Matisse Thybulle thing, right? Matisse Thybulle, he's a game changer, and yeah, but he checked in tonight, and what does he do? Nothing. He has missed so many shots already. He's got 2 points in 9 minutes, 2 rebounds, fine. But it's very clear that the Raptors' game plan is let Matisse shoot.
Exactly.
Why? Because he can't. He can't shoot.
They're giving us the Ben Simmons treatment right now. And it's unfortunate because we don't want to be getting that treatment. Nobody wants to be, getting where they looking around to try to find the next guy to step up. We shouldn't be going through that right now. We should be cruising in this game. Like everybody told me, you know what I'm saying?
If you look at like the stat book right now, like Embiid's got 13 points, Tobias Harris has got 10, Danny Green has 9. Right? There's our top 3 scorers. James Harden in 21 minutes of work has 5 points.
Yeah.
And you and I were talking, you messaged me and I agree. He looks old. The fact that we're not even getting the ball over half court until around 12 seconds left in the shot clock. Like, we're literally walking the ball up. Tyrese Maxey has 2 points in 20 minutes on a freak layup. They're not driving the ball. They're settling for bad shots. They're not running an offense. And there's Doc just putting his hands up and making sure that he's having conversations with the assistant coaches to let them know how great he is.
Listen, dude, there's a difference. Like, you remember a couple of weeks ago when Doc said, well, Glenn, he would no longer be referred to.
He's Glenn.
He is Glenn because he's doing Glenn type shit. So what happens is a couple weeks ago, he makes a comment. They ask him how he lost a 21-game lead. He replies, would you ask Pop that question? No, we wouldn't, because Pop wouldn't live up a lead of 21 points and give up a 3-1 lead. Doc is overrated. Thank you, Javier. I appreciate what you're saying, my friend, because I have said that for the last couple weeks, and I've been catching nothing but flack because of this the narrative, this Sixer narrative. I'm a Sixer fan too, but I call a spade a spade. And the spade is that 3-1 Doc is a Doc that is geared to lose. It's a bad omen. I've been saying it. Guess how many times I saw 3-1 today?
Way too many.
I saw it 6 times today. I saw 31. I put $31 went in my tank this morning. All right, that's number 1. All right.
Are you tempting fate? You're tempting fate.
Listen, you know how I am. I'm superstitious, bro. I wear the same underwear every time Clemson play. Like, you know how I get down. If things ain't going right, I'll switch my bracelet from one arm to the other. I'm super superstitious. Like, I feel like right now, this 3-1 thing is in Doc's head, and he's coaching like it. And his team knows it too, because he's lost so many series up 3-1.
And like the thing for me is like, all right, so then you start to look at the numbers, right? The Sixers have 10 turnovers in the first half.
Yes.
Part of the reason why we lost the last game was the turnovers. Part of the reason why we should have lost game 3 was the turnovers. So what would a good coach do? He would settle that problem. He would deal with that problem. Instead, we got 10 turnovers in the first half. The Raptors have 20 fast break points and 12 points off of turnovers. That's a ball game right there.
Well,
that's a ball game right there.
And Chip, I know you know this from coaching basketball. Like, basketball is a game of runs. So we saw the Sixers come back, like Javier is saying, it's just history repeating itself. And what you got to realize is that with basketball being a game of runs, if you can't stop the bleeding, like James Harden was supposed to be brought here to stop the bleeding, but right now he can't contribute. Like, he looks old. Like, he looks like he went from being 30-something to being like 55. Like, he can't get past anybody. He can't guard anybody.
And on top of that, right? So think about it. We're at home. We have a 3-1 lead. Yes, Embiid's got the torn ligament in his thumb. Okay, fine. We got Matisse Thybulle, but like everything is coming up Sixers. And then you look at the deal with the Raptors, like Van Fleet is not playing.
They don't even have their leader.
Their best leader and their best ball handler is not even here, right? And instead, what ends up happening right now, you have Scotty Barnes with 12 points, which he's playing on one leg.
Yes, literally one leg.
Literally one leg. And OG is 9. Gary Trent has 9. Pascal Siakam has 8. If you hold Pascal Siakam to 8 points, you should be winning this game with Van Fleet on the bench.
No, because you got OB, whatever his name is so Joel can't leave. He can't push up on him. So he's hitting threes that he normally wouldn't hit because he's wide open. Like, this is what I'm talking about, Doc's coaching. Like, when you go into these games and you watch him not make – now, if he comes out and makes an adjustment and everything changes in the second half, I'll eat my words, right?
I don't think he will, though. I don't think he will. Like, again, I'm just relying on numbers right now because the numbers are telling the story of this game. We've put up 19 3-point shots.
Right.
19 3-point shots. We are not a 3-point shooting team.
Right. Javier is a really great comment down there. I wish you throw that up there real quick because you're making a great point. That isn't playoff time. You're right, Javier. It's been every bad omen that this team, every indictment that this team has had when it comes to these 3 players is, hey, Joel cannot do it on his own. Okay, now he's having to do it on his own, and he's on a bad wrist or bad thumb. Now you got Harden is disappearing. He might be remember the Invisible Man movie with Bill Cosby? He's the invisible man. He's just coming up really invisible right now. Tyrese Maxey Maxey was supposed to be the guy that's been playing and saving them, but at this point, he's kind of off right now. I mean, he made a miraculous. But
Maxey was never supposed to be that guy. Maxey was your 4th option. Tobias Harris is, honestly, he's having a good series. He's having a good series for what you expect from a number 3.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing about it is, everything that we had an indictment about in the regular season is now just coming to fruition. It's just because
the script has been written. This isn't anything new.
No,
everybody saw this coming. All right, so okay, one half is down. They're down by 13 at home. We know they can come back. JD, what are the 2 things that you need to see for the Sixers to win this game and end the series tonight?
I need to see better transition defense. They need to
transition defense at all.
Right. I need to see them stop the ball. Like, you have to, with these guys being as athletic and long and wiry and just kind of playing on emotion and just desperation, you got to stop the ball. You got to set them down in transition and make them go into a half court set. If they don't start making them get into half court sets, this game is going to get away from them really quick because they're all playing with like lead in their ass. So they can't get down there fast enough to stop anybody. So somebody's got to be the one to first get down there and stop the ball. Secondly, they have to start hitting shots. Like, they got to start hitting shots. They have to start taking their time and shooting. Even if they get it blocked a couple times, Danny Green can't be the only guy hitting jump shots right now.
The fact that Danny Green is one of our leading scorers right now is ridiculous.
He's on 2 bad knees. Like, he's just, even when he runs back on D, he's like so slow getting back there that they normally get a layup after he hits a 3. So it's like, we kind of got to,
we right now as a team are shooting 35%.
from the field, yeah. And I think 20-something% from the three. Yeah, that's
26
not
from
Bueno.
26 from three. We've missed 3 free throws. They're free. We're getting out rebounded.
Well,
I mean, this team
so there's a
team has
caveat to
no
that.
fire right now.
It's not that. So let me kind of, because you are going the way I'm trying to go. So I'm gonna say this: the moments when Joel Embiid is out of the game, they just get pummeled. It's like it's like when your teacher leaves, when you're a student, your teacher walks out the classroom and they just start going ham. Like nobody can do anything. Like they start getting dunks, they start throwing oops, they start shooting threes. Without the big guy in the middle, unfortunately, they are not very formidable. And that's not a good thing going into second round, even if they get through this round, because the Miami Heat are still formidable, dude. Like no matter what happens, even
the Miami Heat have a strong 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty. If we bring this into next series, even if we win tonight, bringing what this looks like right now into the next series is no bueno.
So you mentioned the fact that they got to find their shots and settle in. I'm going to flip the opposite to it. They got to put their foot on the gas because again, like I said, they're taking 10 to 12 seconds of a 24-second shot clock to get the ball even over half court. And then what? They're running half of a set where they throw the ball into Joel Embiid and he has to do a turn. They got to get over half court and set up an offense. And then they can do what you're saying. Then they can start to set an offense. Then they can take their shots. But the fact of the matter is that they are literally walking their way through this game. They're going to find themselves walking their way back to Toronto for a game 6 that nobody wants to play.
I mean, and unfortunately, with the track record of good old Glenn, you're running into a situation where it's probably going to end up being a game 7 at that point. Just only problem is like playing with a turtle style,
that Virginia turtle style pace,
And it's nothing. And you know what, Mike's making a very valid point, man. And I love when Mike comes on and steps in.
Me too.
He can always give us like a new flavor. They're not only playing slow, they're playing like they're all elderly. Like everybody's playing old. Like even the old guys.
Even Maxey isn't doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's creeping along. I don't know if they're just tired. I don't know if it's too many games back to back. I don't know if it's like
I almost feel like they're let down. Like the fact that they couldn't do what they needed to do. Conaway is actually in the building right now. Don, you better talk to the people around you. Y'all got to turn up some energy because right now they are.
It's not
the team is running on fumes. The team is running on fumes.
Yeah, but it's nothing they're going to be able to do. They can't make Danny Green's old ass run any faster. They can't get the lead out of James Harden's 50-year-old. What is it? What's the one when the guy ages accelerated? Not Benjamin Button. That's
not Benjamin Button. The other one, where he ages. I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
He just aged like overnight. Like he went from being like 30 something to being like 50 in like one night. And I don't know if he's hurt. He looks hurt, but he might not be. He might just be old.
This team expected to just blow past the Raptors. And the Raptors said, no, we're going to actually play you. We're going to fight. All of a sudden, they're not getting the calls. They're not getting everything they want in game 4. And now they're like, oh, man, well, now we got to play game 5. Guess what? It gets harder if you have to go back and play a game 6. It gets even more impossible. And all the doubt is creeping in with a game 7. And yeah, like Javier said, it's amazing that we're talking about a potential game 6 or game 7 against this Raptors team, which doesn't have a dominant. They do not have a dominant player. Like,
they don't have a number one.
Like Allah has said 600 times, they do not have anybody that can slow down Joel Embiid. So how is Joel Embiid getting slowed down? Because the other 4 guys around him aren't doing their job.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, man. If Doc loses this one,
he's got to be gone. If Doc does not make it out of the first round with this team and the trade that they made for, he's got to be gone. There should have been a 4-0 with our bench. Javier, I don't have as much faith in our bench as you do.
No.
I think that when all is said and done, the quiet move that happened that did hurt this team was the fact that they traded
Curry and Drummond.
Curry's a big loss, yes. But trading Andre Drummond, who then makes it impossible to spell any minutes for Embiid, was one of the biggest losses. Real quick, because I know we're about to be back. 30 seconds or less, your Ben Simmons takes.
30 seconds. Ben Simmons, definitely weak body juice. Their season is over though, so it doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, even if he would have played, I don't know how much of a difference it would have made. So yeah, the fact that people are in Philly are still talking about this guy is actually more.
I'm more honestly finding it hysterical that the Iron Sheik tweeted out today a picture of him choking out Ben Simmons. The Iron Sheik has had it up to here with Ben Simmons, that Willy Wonka looking Mother Hubbard.
You know what's crazy though is it's funny because like he's not our problem anymore, but people still talk about him more than if he was still here. So like,
now the entire NBA is on him. Now they're like, wow, this guy really quit on everybody. This is crazy. Listen, second half has started. I'm Chip. That's JD. Thank you for tuning in on this quick hitter. Go Sixers. Wrap this shit up, and we'll be on all week. All kinds of stuff is NFL draft week. Peace, y'all. Enjoy the game.